The ground shakes violently. People scream and run for cover as buildings crumble to the ground around them. In the distance, a familiar voice booms. Everybody stay calm. Help is on the way. One passenger jumps out and immediately goes to work on patching up the injured. Meanwhile, the driver steps out and inspects the damage, his eyes scanning the area for more survivors.
Guys.
As the dust settles, we get our first good look at the disaster zone. Instead, we find ourselves in front of a large warehouse divided into two equal sections. Each side features a different logo. On the left, an Iron Man helmet. On the right, a Captain America shield. From above, a dark shape descends, gracefully floating towards the wreckage. Captain America counters with a confident grin, and I'll build a beast. As the teams retreat to their respective sides of the warehouse, we know this competition is about to get real. On the other side, Steve Rogers, Black Widow, and the Winter Soldier stand shoulder to shoulder, ready for the challenge. They've managed to erect the main body of the drone, complete with a large cargo hold underneath, happy straps on a welding mask. Okay, we got the base down. What's next? Tony scans the blueprints on his tablet. Next, we gotta beef up the security. We need some serious firepower. If we reach those hard-to-access areas. He turns to Rhodey. Get started on the turrets. Tony has added some sleek wings to either side of the body. The Guardian Hawk starts to shake violently. Tony, I think we have a problem. Once complete, Tony straps himself in and takes off again. The Guardian Hawk flies smoothly through the air, finally looking like the wheel-oiled machine Tony had envisioned, as that's the stuff. Happy struggles to hang on as the drone begins to spin out of control. The team finishes adding the final touches, and Bucky tests the winch one last time. Good to go. Steve turns to Natasha. What do you think? As both teams race against the clock, we know they're going to need all the time they can get. First up, the Guardian Hawk. Soaring through the air, the advanced drone looks sleek and futuristic. Buildings collapse and people scream as they struggle to free themselves from the wreckage. Time is ticking and every second counts. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the chaos. Don't worry, everyone. Help is on the way. Captain America jumps out and immediately goes to work freeing the survivors. People scream and run for cover. The captain turns to his team. We gotta move fast. There's another disaster unfolding in the city center. The advanced drone hovers effortlessly in the air, using its powerful scanners to locate survivors trapped in the rubble. Iron Man uses his own strength to help free the survivors, but the situation is quickly becoming overwhelming. The team spots a group of people trapped on a ledge, but they're too far away for the drone to reach them. The Guardian Hawk returns to the Iron Man's side, landing gracefully on the platform. The Hopebringer pulls up beside the Captain America's side, its engines still running. With a final check of the wounded, he leaves the medical bay in the capable hands of Black Widow and leaps back into the fray. Two teams, two incredible rescue machines. Which one do you think is more effective? Team Iron Man's eye in the sky, or Team Captain America's boots on the ground? Vote for your team in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for our next epic build-off. The Winter Soldier follows close behind, providing backup and medical assistance. The behemoth crashes through the obstacles in its path, stopping just short of knocking over the Iron Man sign. Captain America steps out, leading the charge. Tony Stark sits in the cockpit, confident and ready for action. She smiles. It's a monster. It's just what we needed. Yeah, I think I forgot to factor in the wind resistance. And within seconds, the drone is hovering closer to the ground, allowing them to reach the stranded survivors. Tony steadies the craft and brings it back to the platform. We're gonna need some deployable stabilizer arms. Get to work, guys. Almost there. Just a few more adjustments and we'll be ready for takeoff. Rhodey finishes up the last of the turrets, and Happy attaches a harness for the pilot. All right, Tony, you got your suit on. Let's test this thing out. We're gonna need some heavy firepower on this thing. Tony directs Rhodey, and Happy to lift these long metallic poles into place. These will serve as the main body for the skeleton of the Guardian Hawk. Rhodey raises his fist. Now let's start laying some metal, extending a cable. The object hoists a pair of figures up to safety. Oh, and Happy, make sure you add some thermal scanners to the mix. Gotta be able to spot those survivors even when it's pitch black. The little elbow grease and a lot of brute strength, they manage to wedge the massive logs into place. Tasha Romanoff checks in with Steve. Looks solid, but But remember, we need room for a full medical bay back here. Natasha joins him, holding a bag of medical supplies. Got everything we need back here, including some spare parts for repairs. We'll keep the people safe once we get them back to base. Amidst the rubble, a few figures emerge, surveying the damage. Will the team be able to right the ship in time, or will their mission end in disaster? But which is better, speed from the sky or power on the ground? Bucky Barnes is securing the logs with some heavy-duty cables. Hey Nat, any updates on the medical bay? She smiles. Almost done. It's just a few more supplies and we're good to go. Steve gives a thumbs up. Perfect. Now let's get this thing moving. With that, the voice drops an anvil on each team's table, officially kicking off the Civil War of creation. A low rumble echoes in the distance. It grows louder by the second until it fills the air like a war cry. Out of the smoke and debris, an enormous shape emerges, crashing through the obstacles in its path. On board, passengers cling to their seats for dear life as they bounce along with the movement. Our camera crew follows close behind as they come to a stop before the damaged buildings. As the team moves into the ruins, another sound cuts through the air. This time, it's the worry of rotors. But there's trouble in paradise. The vehicle takes a hit and begins to malfunction. The scene shifts, transforming the disaster zone into a vibrant training facility. Gone are the damaged buildings. Tony Stark strides confidently towards the Iron Man's side, followed closely by Rhodey and Happy Hogan. In a booming voiceover, mysterious figure declares, "In a disaster, every second counts." Iron Man smirks, already plotting his next move. "I'll build a bird." The two teams dive headfirst into their builds. Team Iron Man wasted no time in kicking off their build. Meanwhile, Team Captain America got straight to work on reinforcing the chassis of their Hopebringer. Back on Team Iron Man's side, things are really starting to take shape. As Rhodey gets to work, Tony dives deeper into the blueprints. On Team Captain America's side, the team has been busy readying the Hopebringer for action. At the center of the Hopebringer, Bucky is testing out the new winch. Alright, just a little more rope. Good. Over on Team Iron Man's side, the Guardian Hawk is starting to resemble a real aerial vehicle. As they begin their first test flight, things don't exactly go as planned. They spend the next few hours working on the new design. Meanwhile, on Team Captain America's side, the Hopebringer is looking more like a formidable rescue vehicle than ever before. Just then, the lights flash red and the alarm sounds, indicating only 30 minutes remain in the build time. As the buzzer sounds, both teams reveal their finished creations. But it's the Hopebringer's turn to shine. But the fun isn't over yet. A true test is about to begin. The simulation starts with a bang, literally. The ground shakes and crumbles under the weight of a giant fist. The first responders arrive on the scene, but the situation is dire. With that, the Hopebringer charges into the scene, smashing through the obstacles in its path. But there's trouble on the horizon. Another violent tremor rocks the earth. The Hopebringer roars back to life, charging towards the next disaster zone. Meanwhile, the Guardian Hawk is making quick work of the debris field. Suddenly, Tony remembers something. He quickly instructs, happy to deploy the stabilizer arms, but the disaster isn't over yet. There's still more work to be done. As the sun begins to set, both teams survey the damage and count their victories. In the end, both teams have saved countless lives, and the people of the city are forever in their debt. But there's still one question on everyone's mind. Who really won this build-off? The choice is totally yours. Are you Team Tradition or Team Modern? Vote in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome content.